how are you? Nice to meet you too.
Adesso ti ricordi di me?
Are Hanuman and Gordy related in some way?
It's a good question. I think so. I think there is something about primates that is cinematically relevant. There's some, King Kong, 2001, Planet of the Apes. There is something about this animal that is adjacent to humans that I think it reveals something about humanity and often about the brink between humanity and otherness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
It's the same universe.
It's the same universe.
Yeah, cinematic universe. Yeah. And Hanuman is amazing because he shows us the power of stories, because the little kid has a purpose thanks to that story. So how important are to you stories?
A story is everything to me. It's so important. I mean, story is, religion, as we know, and for me, in cinema and the theater, that's in many ways was my church growing up, because this is where I would go sit with strangers who, by the end of a film, we would not be strangers in a way. We all have this context together, and yeah, that to me is the power of story. It reminds us that we are connected.
That's why it's so important to see this movie in a movie theater.
Yes, see it in the theater. You can you'll always be able to see movies, in your home, but you only really get one chance to see it in a way where you can, share and and you can feel the, cheering alone on a couch is not as good, it's not as fun as cheering with a group.
All action movies have a great training montage, and here there's a great one because the hero finds his own rhythm thanks to the sound of music. How important is to find our own rhythm, especially when you are directing a movie?
Yeah, I mean, the rhythm that a director will hit when things are going well is a very real thing to look for, and it's something that has to be, when you're making a film, you have to plan, and then you have to, on the day you get out there, and you have to be willing to throw anything away at the drop of a hat if it's not working, and change and adapt. And so yeah, when you get into a rhythm as a director, it's because you're being aggressively improvisational, and that's what Dev has done with Monkey Man. It very clearly, you can tell the scrappiness in his filmmaking because every moment is unique and special, and you can tell he's like shooting around something or figuring it out.
Friendship it's important in life, of course, but also in movies, because you and Dev are friends and you helped him to produce this movie. And can we say that one of you is Rod, and which one who is who?
I'm clearly the Rod, and he's the Chris. If you're talking about Get Out, yeah, I mean. He's if I was a leading man like Dev, you might see me direct myself in one of my movies, but I'm not, so I won't. No, we have a great bond, and it is important for me to keep it light, for him, because he like any director who's consumed with the project, He's in it, so I do like to remind him to have fun.
How much do we all need a Rod in our life?
Oh, everybody needs a Rod. Well, I think most people, the reason Rod worked is because everyone has a Rod. Everyone has a friend who has their back in the end, who can make them laugh every time they try to make them laugh.
By the way, Rod is one of the best characters in movie history. I love him. It's amazing.
I agree.
And the mentor figure of the main character says that you have to destroy in order to grow. Do you agree? And how do you apply this philosophy in your movies?
You have to destroy the in order for the pain to teach you, you must destroy you first. It's something like this. I don't want to go through the pain. No, it's the spiritual connection that the film has is very special, and it does reflect a giving of one's ego over for the greater good, which is kind of, so many of the greatest stories, this is, this is a universal arc.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think you're a genius. It was an honor. I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great questions.
Thank you.